single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
On this episode of The Best Hawaii, we venture to the outskirts of Waikiki to visit world-famous Rainbow Drive-In. We're going to talk about their humble beginnings, how the popular eatery got its name, and their brand new location.
Generally, our lunchtime starts anywhere from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, depending on who's coming and what time people want to eat. But this is getting close to the peak of our lunch. We'll pop up in the back screen, and that's how the guys know to make it. Then when she's done taking the order, she'll go up here to the counter, and there should be a cheeseburger that'll pop up. Reggie will scoop the rice, the macaroni salad, and then it'll just come down the line, the chicken, the fish, the gravy.
So tell me a little bit about how did Rainbow Drive-In come to be? What's the beginning of it all?
Rainbow Drive-In was founded by my father-in-law and mother-in-law, Seiju and Ayako Ifuku, in 1961, in October of 1961. Prior to that, they did own other restaurants and drive-ins, but nothing like Rainbow Drive-In.
In Hawaii?
In Hawaii. So they owned a small restaurant in Chinatown for a while, maybe right after the war. And then they owned Kalakaua Drive-In, which was actually a drive-in with car hops and that kind of stuff.
And so you're the expert, and obviously you said those were your in-laws.
Yes.
How did they rope you into the...
How did they rope me in? Actually, they didn't have to. What actually happened was my brother-in-law, who was married to the oldest daughter, came to help with the drive-in in the early 70s, and he quit his job because the business started to grow. In 1995, I joined because my father-in-law had already retired, and my mother-in-law was about to retire, so they needed some help running the drive-in.
Okay.
And
Were you in the food industry?
No, I wasn't. I worked for a major airline actually as a customer service manager, and so I had put in my years with the airline, so I gave up the airline, retired from there, and came back to help the family with the drive-in.
Oh.
Yeah, so I did not have I'm not the expert in food. My father-in-law's recipes we still follow and keep on. Yeah.
Can you tell me the story behind the name?
Good question. So everybody asks, like, how did you get the name Rainbow Drive-In? Well, my father-in-law wanted to call it Tri-Corners because there's three corners here, right?
Okay.
The three streets.
It's not as sexy.
So my brother-in-law, their son, who is not really directly involved in the business anymore, but he decided to call it Rainbow because the family grew up in Manoa. And not the fancy Manoa, but before in Manoa where the Manoa marketplaces, there used to be government housing there.
Okay.
So after the war, the veterans all moved in there, and they were given relatively inexpensive government housing. And so that's where the family grew up after the war. And because of Manoa and the rainbows, and it really had nothing to do with the University of Hawaii. It might have even been before it was called the Rainbows. I don't know. But anyway, so the name is an homage to their home valley of Manoa.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And now rainbows are kind of synonymous with Hawaii.
It is, and it symbolizes the mixture of cultures, and and Hawaii, and it just has so many meanings, and we're fortunate. So he always says, I take credit for naming it Rainbow Drive-In, and we give him a lot. And no, I give him a lot of credit for that. It's a perfect name.
Aww.
Yeah.
What's your favorite things to taste
What do
on
I
the menu?
What do I eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably hard after all these years.
Yeah, it is, and I kind of have to say all of our stuff is good, but my personal favorites, I like the chili. I know that there's a place up the road that's also famous for chili, but we like to think that ours is the best.
Sounds like another episode.
And we make it every day, fresh, on site. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a taste,
Sure.
and also if you can tell us about the new
Our
location.
new location in Kalihi is actually a franchise kind of situation with,
Oh, okay.
with some other people. It's a big step for us. You know, Rainbow Drive-In's just been one location, kind of a small family business.
Right.
But they were very, very interested and convinced us that we should open more branches.
Which everyone is very, very happy about.
And I hope so. And you know, we since it's open, we haven't noticed any drop off in business here, but it's pretty busy there.
And so this location is open every day?
Rainbow Drive-In Kapahulu is open every day. Right now we're closing Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.
Okay.
But we're pretty much open holidays and weekends, and of course, and we keep our hours from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Our goal, and you know, my father-in-law's goal, and we try to keep that, is just present the tastiest food for the best price with the fastest service. You know,
Awesome.
it's simple.
I love
Simple
the
formula.
chicken.
Thanks.
Thank you.
A boneless chicken is really one of our.
So good.
Yeah, and then you put a little brown gravy on it.
I was just gonna say,
smother it in gravy.
extra
It's-
gravy.
Yeah, it's crazy good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mwah.